Precious Metal Summit 2016 in Zurich, and with me here is now IDM Mining, Rob McLeod. He's the CEO and wants to give us, an insight into his terrific company. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah.
What's your company doing? Where are you based about? What's going on there?
So we have an advanced stage underground high-grade gold deposit in northern British Columbia in Canada, just outside of my hometown of Stewart. I'm a third-generation miner from the community.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of the few near shovel-ready projects in Canada. We're currently in our feasibility study. We expect to have our permits delivered later in 2017, which would enable us to make a construction decision on a 1,000 ton per day underground bulk mineable ore body.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Production decision, that would mean if you do the production decision, when could it be in production?
So we believe that we could build this project in a year or less. So, you know, it's close to grid power, it's close to the nearby community, and it's a fairly small footprint. And additionally, the project benefits from significant historic advanced exploration work. There's a full-size production underground decline. It's big. It's 5 by 5 meters. You know, you could move 2,500 tons per day out of it. And so limited development that's really going to be required to get the project into production. And really, there's very few of these in particularly in Canada.
Great. As you're working in the feasibility now, I'm sure you have done a pre-feasibility. Can you give us some metrics, some ideas?
Actually, we're going straight from a preliminary economic assessment.
Okay.
We're skipping the pre-feas process. So, and it can be reviewed on our website. In July 2014, we published the PEA, which, as I say, we're looking at a 1,000 ton per day operation. One of the best things about the ore body is that it's wide. It averages 16 meters wide, 1/6, and our average fully diluted life of mine grade is 7 grams per ton gold and 23 grams per ton silver. And additionally, it's affordable for a company our size. The capex was estimated to be $111 million Canadian, so certainly affordable. And using a base case economics of $12.50 gold and an 80-cent exchange rate. From Canadian to US dollars, you're looking at north of a 33% internal rate of return.
Wow.
Now,
that's pre or after tax?
That's after tax.
Wow.
And so if you plug in today's numbers under that sensitivity, you'd be looking at north of a 40% internal rate of return. And what we've been doing during 2016 is we've been very aggressive on the property. Number one, we've been getting all of the appropriate data for the feasibility study, so metallurgical work, geotechnical, groundwater hydrology, and most of the resources measured and indicated. But there's a little bit inferred that we converted over. But additionally, we did a bunch of step-out drilling, which we're going to be announcing over the next few weeks, where we're going to try and maximize the number of indicated resources, which can go into our feasibility study, which will then, if positive, which we're confident will be,
I believe that they are positive.
will convert straight over to reserves. So, you know, the property also has tremendous exploration upside. You know, we're in the same belt of rocks as you know, some giant deposits such as Seabridge's KSM, to British Columbia's newest gold mine. Pretium is currently developing the Valley of the Kings, which is, you know, located just to the northwest of us. Very rich historical producers such as Eskay Creek. And very importantly, this is in a great mining jurisdiction.
One of the best in the world, I would say.
Oh, totally. Well, from a social side too. You know, my hometown of Stewart's probably the most pro-mining community on the planet. We have a great relationship with the indigenous population, the Nisga'a First Nation, which is a third level of government. So we're currently in impact benefit discussions with them, and we hope to have an agreement signed in the next few months. They've signed agreements with Pretium and Seabridge over the past year and a half. So from, you know, that element of risk, it's we think it's a very doable project.
Fantastic. And also, I mean, $111 million as a capex, it seems like, not nothing, but it's really not that much for me. With that economics you have showed so far, how much money is in the bank? And can you maybe elaborate a bit how you intend maybe to finance that?
We closed a financing earlier this fall. So at the end of September, we had a little under 15 million in the treasury. So since the payback period for the project would be quite quick, the PEA suggests between $400 and $450 US per ounce will be our operating costs. It can probably stand a pretty decent debt facility. So we'd be looking at maybe 2/3 debt, 1/3 equity when it comes to project finance. And there's certainly been a tremendous amount of interest, particularly from private equity groups, in terms of financing this project.
Yeah, fantastic. And when I look at your, let's say, share registry, your partners you have already on board, I mean, that looks a little bit like the who is who of mining, right?
Yeah, well,
I'm sure you get great support out of that.
Yeah, totally. Probably about 60% of our shareholder base is institutional, and it's spread, in Canada. Groups like Royal Bank of Canada and Century Select, two of the larger funds that play in the gold space, are significant shareholders. Delbrook Capital out of Vancouver, which is a great fund, and also some European shareholders such as Gold 2000 and Earth Resource, as well as some U.S. institutions. Plus, we have corporate shareholders, which include Premier Gold, which has participated in the past two rounds, as well as Cisco Mining, and Kinross Gold is a small shareholder as well too. So, and it's we do have a fair amount of stock out. That's pretty obvious, but we've got excellent liquidity. So it's been great. We've had new institutions that have come in because of that, and we've been really starting to ramp up the marketing and getting the story out about IDM and Red Mountain.
You definitely have to do that.
It's one of the key P's, right? Is getting the promotion out.
Exactly. No, it's a great story. I really like that. Beside your production scenario, what else can a shareholder expect from you then?
So it's also there's a tremendous amount of exploration upside on the property. Again, it's a very similar system geologically to Brucejack and KSM, the two giant properties, as well as Ascot Gold's Premier deposit, which is located nearby. So over the next couple of weeks, we did do some exploration drilling this year. So expect more exploration drill results to come in. But our philosophy is to get the mine built, get some road access up there. I won't sugarcoat the big challenges. There's some pretty big mountains here, and you have to use helicopters for everything. So whether you're us or any other players in the area, you're around $500 per meter all in to drill. So it's expensive. So it's our philosophy is to get access, get into production, and more ounces will come as we mine, and that's how traditionally most mines were developed, certainly in the West.
And honestly, it makes sense to me because you are de-risking the whole thing.
That's it. And then so even if we'd never found another ounce again, you have a great rate of return. You've got a good net present value. And certainly priced in Canadian dollars, you're leveraged to any sort of uptick in the price of gold, and I think most of us here are believers in that commodity.
Definitely,
yeah.
Super.
We're all gold bugs.
Rob, thank you very much for that. Great insight, and
Thank you.
we look forward to your production decision. Then hopefully that everything goes well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we want to see you in production 2018.
That's the plan, and you can go to our website at idmmining.com if you'd like some more info.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
All right,
thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was Rob McLeod, the CEO of IDM Mining. And you heard it, $111 million. That's absolutely doable as a capex for the project. There are $15 million in the bank. So that's absolutely also enough money to make the feasibility study to finish that. And by 2018, they can be in production. So we keep fingers crossed for that. Check the company out. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Zurich.